Chosen one, listen closely. Every fast you hold is a sacred trust, a test from Allah, and a path to immense reward. But what if I told you there are 7 things that can break your fast immediately, actions that many people do unknowingly and cost you the blessing of an entire day of worship? Today, we're uncovering these hidden traps so your fast stays pure, your reward remains intact, and your connection to Allah grows stronger than ever. Stay focused, because this knowledge could protect your fast and elevate your spiritual journey like never before. Let's begin. Chosen one. The first thing that can break your fast immediately is the most obvious, yet the one most people overlook: eating or drinking intentionally during fasting hours. Fasting is not merely about hunger or thirst. It is a sacred act of obedience, a shield for the soul, and a test of discipline that Allah has placed to refine your heart and elevate your spiritual consciousness. When you deliberately take a bite of food, sip water, or swallow anything knowingly during the hours of fasting, the fast is nullified, and the immense reward you sought for that day is lost. Allah clearly says in the Qur'an, "Eat and drink until the white thread of dawn becomes distinct from the black thread of night." Surah Al-Baqarah 2-187, emphasizing the boundaries that mark the beginning and end of your fast. The wisdom behind this command is profound. Fasting is a complete surrender of desires, a conscious choice to restrain the body while elevating the soul, and an exercise in self-control that prepares you for higher levels of piety and spiritual closeness to Allah. Even if hunger or thirst becomes intense, the fast remains valid as long as you do not give in intentionally, and this discipline trains the heart to seek Allah above all worldly needs. Remember, accidental ingestion without intention does not break the fast, but the moment you consciously choose to eat or drink, the fast is broken and the spiritual benefits of that day are lost. This teaches us a vital lesson, chosen one. Every action, even small conscious choices, carries weight in the eyes of Allah, and protecting your fast is a manifestation of sincerity, discipline, and devotion. Guard your fast, hold your intention pure, and every sip you resist, every bite you abstain from, is a step closer to Allah's mercy and reward. Chosen one. Another act that can immediately nullify your fast, yet many remain unaware, is smoking in any form during fasting hours, whether it's cigarettes, shisha, or any inhaled substances. Fasting is not merely abstaining from food and drink. It is a sacred discipline of the body, mind, and soul, a test from Allah that elevates your consciousness and trains you to exercise restraint over every desire. When smoke enters your body, it reaches your lungs, and through them, it reaches your bloodstream, much like food and drink reaching your stomach. This intentional act of inhalation is considered a violation of the fast because it is knowingly introducing a substance into the body that breaks the abstinence commanded by Allah. Understand this, chosen one. Fasting is not only a physical act, it is a spiritual shield that purifies your inner self, strengthens your taqwa, and prepares you for closeness to Allah. Every puff that is deliberately taken during fasting hours undermines this sacred journey, reducing the reward and nullifying the effort of that day, no matter how long you have held back hunger or thirst. Allah tests us not only in what we consume, but also in the conscious choices we make to preserve the sanctity of our fast. This is why smoking is a critical warning. It teaches the soul about discipline, self-control, and prioritizing spiritual gain over fleeting worldly satisfaction. The fast is a gift, chosen one, a chance to earn immense reward and purification, and every deliberate act that compromises it diminishes that sacred opportunity. Guard your fast with vigilance, for it is not just a physical act, but a manifestation of sincerity, obedience, and devotion. And abstaining from smoking is a step toward preserving the spiritual purity that fasting is designed to cultivate. Chosen one, another subtle yet powerful way a fast can be broken is through deliberate vomiting, and understanding this requires a deep awareness of the sacredness of fasting. Fasting is not just a physical act of abstaining from food and drink. It is a holistic practice that strengthens the soul, disciplines the body, and cultivates a heart that is mindful of Allah in every action. When someone forces themselves to vomit intentionally, the fast is immediately nullified because it is a deliberate act that violates the boundaries Allah has set for the sanctity of the fast. Accidental vomiting, however, does not break the fast, and this distinction reflects the principle that intention is the core of all worship. Every act in Islam is weighed by the intention behind it. The wisdom here is profound. Fasting trains the believer not only to restrain from indulgences, but also to develop control over their physical impulses, no matter how strong they may be, and to cultivate a consciousness that constantly seeks to please Allah. Every day of fasting is a gift, chosen one, an opportunity to purify the heart, elevate the soul, and strengthen taqwa. And intentional acts like vomiting demonstrate a lapse in this spiritual vigilance. This lesson reminds us that every choice, no matter how small or seemingly physical, carries spiritual weight. It is a call to mindfulness, self-discipline, and sincerity in worship, teaching that the fast is an encompassing act, shaping the heart, the body, and the mind toward Allah's pleasure. Guard your fast, chosen one, and let every action, every restraint, and every sacrifice become a reflection of devotion, a shield against heedlessness, and a bridge to the immense mercy and reward that Allah promises to those who fast with awareness, intention, and sincerity. Chosen one, for the sisters among us, it is essential to understand that menstruation or postnatal bleeding breaks the fast immediately, and this is not a limitation, but a manifestation of Allah's infinite mercy and wisdom. Fasting is a sacred act of worship designed to train the soul, elevate taqwa, and cultivate mindfulness of Allah, but it is also bound by the natural laws He has set for the human body. When a woman experiences her menstrual cycle or postnatal bleeding, she is excused from fasting during this period because her body is undergoing a natural, divinely ordained process that cannot be controlled, and forcing herself to fast could cause harm. Islam is a religion of ease, chosen one, and it teaches us that the fast is valid only when it is performed with both sincerity and the physical capacity to observe it. The wisdom in this ruling is profound. It acknowledges the sacredness of life and the natural cycles Allah has placed within it, reminding us that worship is not meant to cause unnecessary hardship, but to purify the heart, strengthen patience, and cultivate a consciousness that submits fully to Allah's commands. Sisters are not losing any reward. Rather, they are given the opportunity to make up the missed fasts later, preserving the balance between devotion and human necessity. This principle reflects a deep spiritual truth, chosen one. True worship is measured not only by outward acts, but by intention, obedience, and the sincerity with which one follows the guidance of Allah, even when circumstances prevent us from performing certain deeds. Recognizing this, every sister can approach fasting with a heart free from guilt, a mind focused on spiritual growth, and a soul aligned with divine wisdom, understanding that Allah's mercy always precedes His commands, and every fast made with sincerity, whether on time or later, carries the potential for immense reward and spiritual elevation. Chosen one. One of the most serious ways a fast can be broken, yet one that some may overlook in its gravity, is engaging in sexual intercourse during the fasting hours. Fasting is not merely a physical act of abstaining from food and drink. It is a holistic spiritual practice, a training ground for self-discipline, and a test of complete submission to Allah's commands. The fast purifies not only the body, but the heart, the mind, and every action, cultivating taqwa, the consciousness of Allah, in every aspect of our lives. When sexual intimacy occurs during the daylight hours of fasting, the fast is immediately nullified because it violates the very essence of restraint that fasting seeks to instill. This is why, in addition to making up the fast, there may also be an obligation of expiation, highlighting the seriousness of this act. Understand, chosen one, that fasting is designed to teach the believer mastery over desires, patience, and the ability to prioritize spiritual obedience over fleeting physical pleasures. Every day of fasting is an opportunity to train the soul, strengthen one's resolve, and earn immense reward, and actions that compromise this sacred journey reduce both the spiritual and moral growth that fasting is meant to cultivate. It is a reminder that the fast is a complete act of worship, encompassing every aspect of life, and that maintaining its sanctity requires vigilance, mindfulness, and unwavering commitment to Allah's guidance. Guarding the fast from actions that break it, including sexual intimacy during the day, is a testament to the strength of faith, the purity of intention, and the sincerity of devotion, ensuring that every moment spent in fasting is fully counted toward the immense mercy, reward, and spiritual elevation that Allah promises to those who observe it with true consciousness, self-discipline, and love for Him. Chosen one, another subtle but critical way a fast can be broken is through intentional injections or the deliberate intake of nutrients that enter the body during fasting hours, and understanding this requires deep awareness of both the spiritual and physical dimensions of fasting. Fasting is not simply a physical restraint from food and drink. It is a sacred act designed to purify the soul, discipline the body, and strengthen the heart in its devotion to Allah. When nutrients, whether in the form of intravenous feeding, medicinal injections containing calories, or other ingestible substances that nourish the body are deliberately introduced, the fast is immediately nullified because the sanctity of abstinence is violated and the body receives sustenance in a way that is intentional. Non-nutritional injections, like vaccines or necessary medications that do not provide calories, do not break the fast, highlighting that it is not the act itself, but the intention and the effect on the body that determine whether the fast remains valid. This teaches a profound lesson, chosen one. Fasting is a complete act of worship where every intake, every choice, and every deliberate action matters in the sight of Allah. It is a test of awareness, mindfulness, and self-discipline where the believer must remain vigilant not only against obvious indulgences, but also against subtle actions that may compromise the spiritual integrity of the fast. By observing this boundary carefully, one protects the immense reward of fasting, safeguards the purification of the soul, and strengthens the heart's connection to Allah. Every moment of restraint, every act of conscious abstinence, and every decision to honor the fast in full sincerity becomes a source of spiritual elevation and closeness to Allah, reminding us that fasting is far more than an outward practice. It is an all-encompassing discipline of intention, devotion, and divine obedience that shapes the believer's character, fortifies their soul, and draws them closer to the mercy, reward, and pleasure of Allah in ways that transcend the physical act itself. Chosen one, the final and perhaps one of the most crucial actions that can break your fast immediately, is using intentionally forbidden substances such as alcohol, intoxicants, or any other haram items during the fasting hours, and understanding this requires deep reflection on the sacredness of fasting and its purpose in shaping the soul. Fasting is not merely a physical exercise of abstaining from food or drink. It is a complete act of worship that disciplines the heart, controls desires, and elevates the believer's consciousness toward Allah. When a person knowingly consumes forbidden substances, the fast is nullified because it directly violates the spiritual essence of fasting, which is to attain purity, obedience, and mindfulness of Allah. This rule serves as a profound reminder, chosen one, that every act in fasting is weighed by intention and awareness. Fasting is not simply about avoiding hunger, but about cultivating self-restraint, integrity, and closeness to Allah. By introducing something haram into the body, one not only breaks the fast physically, but also compromises the spiritual refinement that fasting is meant to achieve, delaying the purification of the heart and diminishing the immense reward that comes from observing a fast in sincerity. This teaches a vital lesson. The fast is a shield, a sacred trust, and a manifestation of devotion, and protecting it requires vigilance, mindfulness, and unwavering commitment to Allah's commands. Every day of fasting is a unique opportunity to strengthen the soul, elevate character, and earn divine mercy, and intentionally violating it through forbidden substances diminishes this opportunity. Therefore, chosen one, guarding the fast from all that is haram is not merely a rule to follow. It is a test of sincerity, a reflection of inner discipline, and a pathway to attaining the immense rewards, spiritual elevation, and closeness to Allah that fasting is meant to cultivate. When you honor your fast fully avoiding forbidden substances, abstaining from indulgences, and preserving your intentions every moment, becomes a step toward purification, a shield against heedlessness, and a bridge to the mercy and pleasure of Allah, ensuring that your devotion is complete, your reward is preserved, and your fast fulfills the sacred purpose for which it was commanded. Chosen one, now you know the 7 actions that can break your fast immediately, knowledge that many overlook, yet it is essential for protecting the sacred reward of your worship. Fasting is more than abstaining from food or drink. It is a complete act of devotion, a spiritual shield, and a training of the heart, mind, and soul. Every choice you make during fasting hours matters. Every restraint strengthens your connection to Allah, and every act of vigilance preserves the immense mercy and reward that He promises. Guard your fast with sincerity, awareness, and discipline, because it is not just a day of physical abstinence, it is a journey of purification, a bridge to Allah's pleasure, and a manifestation of true obedience. Let this knowledge guide your actions, elevate your intention, and empower you to fast with full consciousness, ensuring that every fast you observe is accepted, blessed, and multiplied in reward. Remember, chosen one, your discipline today shapes your closeness to Allah tomorrow, and the fast you protect is a treasure that strengthens your soul and purifies your heart. So stay mindful, stay sincere, and let every fast become a testament to your devotion, a reflection of your obedience, and a source of immense spiritual elevation.